Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Defence Industrial Group Denel, which is in the midst of a turnaround process, may be in line for more state assistance. Keith Campbell joins me in studio. Keith, welcome to Second Take. Denel recently announced its 2012 financial results. Can you highlight the main features?
Well, they made a profit of 41 million rand, which the company admits is a modest profit. The revenues were up 10% to almost 3.6 billion rand. They still have a serious debt hangover of 1.8 billion rand. The profit, the important thing about the profit is that though it's lower than the profit they reported last year, that profit, last year's profit, had been boosted by accountancy changes regarding a pension fund. The important thing about this year's profit is that though it's small, it comes entirely from the operations. This is entirely them selling things, making a profit.
Public Enterprises Minister Malusi Gigaba has indicated that there are discussions about future financial assistance for Denel. Can you tell us more?
If you remember, back in 2006, Denel concluded that they needed assistance of 5.2 billion rand to achieve a turnaround. The government granted them 3.5 billion. It did not give them the remaining 1.7 billion that they hoped for, but it did give the group guarantees to allow it to raise debt on the markets, and they raised at that time something like 1.1 billion rand. This contributes, of course, massively to the heavy debt burden the company now faces. Then, in the 2012 budget, the government granted a further 700 million rand to assist with the turnaround of Denel Aerostructures, which is now the only part of the group that's making a loss. Denel Aerostructures did succeed in reducing its loss over the previous financial year by 67%, so it is getting closer to break even. The minister, however, said that they were, as you indicated, considering further aid. He gave no details about what this aid might be. He simply said that there was need for a long-term package to complete the turnaround of Denel, and he also indicated that it would not necessarily take the form of money. But at the moment, that's all we know. They're considering further aid, but it may not be in the form of money.
What are the prospects for Denel?
Well, the group's trajectory does seem to be on the way up. As I say, only one unit, Denel Aerostructures, is no longer making a profit. The company has secured a number of important export deals. Most recently, its biggest ever export deal to supply gun turrets for armoured vehicles to Malaysia, although of course this most recent deal does not fall within the ambit of the results that they announced recently. So the trajectory of the group does seem to be improving. Denel Aerostructures is close, it says, to completing the renegotiation of its contract with Airbus Military over the A400 military transport aircraft program, and they're hopeful of achieving further work through their ties with Airbus with other companies around the world. The board and the senior management are certainly optimistic about the group's future. The government has reaffirmed that it is of strategic importance, and strategic importance in the strict sense of the word, because it plugs directly into the country's national defence. And in fact, if Denel Aviation was to cease to exist, the South African Air Force would cease to be able to function. So closely integrated is it in the operations of the Defence Force. So the trajectory does seem to be headed the right way.
Keith, thank you very much. That is the Second Take show for this week. Thank you for watching and join us again next time for more news analysis.